Hello, my name is Dhara Shah, and I will be presenting today my final presentation of class CM 530 585 Addiction and Substance Abuse of the Chicago School of Professional Psychology by Dr. Amy Crawley, who is my professor. My topic is on understanding addiction, a holistic approach of a case study of Marx, who is struggling with internet gaming disorder. The topics I will be covering today for Mark's case study is case conceptualization, rationale for diagnosis, treatment approaches, benefits, limitations, and explanations, recommendations, and conclusion. I will be talking about Mark's situation here. Mark, who is an 11th grade student, eagerly awaits the end of the school day to immerse himself in video games and social media, particularly TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. Recently disciplined for inappropriate phone use in math class. His phone was confiscated, rising concern from his parents about his escalating online engagement. Mark, feeling more connected to friends online, faces challenges at school due to the questions about his adoptions and appearance. With both parents working, Mark spends alone time at home, contributing to academic declines, refusal to join family meals, and a perceived replacement of real world socialization. With online friends, his mother observes lethargy and worries that these fake friends have supplanted interaction with his cousins, Josh, who used to be a regular presence in Mark's life. The comprehensive picture underscores the integrate interplay of Mark's digital habits and adoption identity, family dynamic, academic struggles, and the potential impact on his overall well-being. This was a scenario of Mark's situation where he likes to indulge more online activities in video games or social media. He was afraid of meeting people in person because he was not having his confidence the way he built his confidence online. He thinks the online friends are more loyal than his cousin Josh. He has isolated himself and altered all his behavior uh, and disconnected himself through the presence in public rather than on social media. He loved staying behind the screen, playing games, and not talking to anybody. Let's talk about the importance and understanding of treatment approaches here. What is the importance of understanding addiction treatment approaches? These are the things where the growing number of young people who suffers from digital and addictions, the requirement for a through comprehension of a various therapeutic modality. Another one is the effect of technology on teenage mental health and social dynamics, the possible effect of untreated addiction on well-being in general, family dynamic, and academic achievement. This all things suffer when somebody is addicted to the internet more than the social media. Case conceptualization. Mark exhibit here a several criteria outlined in the DSM-5 for internet gaming disorder. First, there are five disorders here. First is preoccupation. Mark eagerly waits the end of the school due to the engage in the online activity, indicating preoccupational with the games and social media. Here it indicates that how much he wants to go behind the screen and start playing games and talk to the people who are online, rather than he never made any friends in the class, never talked with anybody, started staying isolation, and even the parents were not present with him to connect with him or talk with him about the day or anything. He disliked school so much that he just wanted to go home and the school end. talk to his online friends. Second, withdrawal symptoms. His reaction to having his phone confiscated result in school suspension, showcasing withdrawal symptoms and emotional distress. He got caught while talking to one of his friend in class, in the math class, where his phone was got caught from one of the class teacher. Tolerance. The need for increased time spent online to achieve satisfaction is subjected by Mark spending increasing amount of time in virtual interactions. He was not ready to end the day and the school and run away the home as soon as school ends and start talking to the people who are online and start playing video games, where he's eagerly wanted to do those things which gives him happiness. Loss of interest in other activities. Mark's declining academic performance and refusal to participate in activities with his cousins Josh imply a loss of interest in real world activities. Continuation despite negative consequences. Despite academic decline and family concern, Marx continues his intense engagement with online activities. The rationale for diagnosis. There are four rationales: obsessive engagement with online activities, withdrawal symptoms, decline in academic performance, social withdrawals. These are the same as we have talked in the case conceptualized, but more in details. First, the obsessive engagement with online activities. Marx displays a significant preoccupation and eagerness towards online gaming and social media, indicating an obsessive focus on these activities. Withdrawal symptoms. Mark adverse reaction to having his phone confiscated, resulting in school suspension, demonstrate withdrawal symptoms commonly associated with addictive behavior. By Burleson and McGrosh, decline in academic performance. Mark's increasing focus on online activities is reflecting in his declining academic performance, pointing to the negative impact of his online engagement on real world responsibilities. Social withdrawals. Mark's preference for social online friendships and his reluctance to engage with family members or participants in real world activities with his cousin Josh indicates a social withdrawal, a common symptoms of internet gaming disorder. Now we will talk about the treatment approaches. There are two treatment approaches here. Considering Mark's case, a combination of CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, and family-based therapy, which I have recommended here in this case study. And second, the individual therapy to address Mark's personal issue, and family therapy to improve overall family dynamic. First, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy approach. In that, the limitation is addiction causing familiar factors might not be addressed, and the explanation of CBT mostly concentrate on a person's idea, feeling, and actions. It might not go into great detail on a larger familiar issue that might be causing Mark's addiction. Given the importance of family in an adolescent's life, ignoring family dynamic could reduce the intervention effectiveness. If we were to focus only on Mark, whose adoption and physical distinctions are important considerations, we would miss important familial issues that have contributed to his addiction. Benefits of a CBT. First, a focus on individual factors. CBT targets individual thoughts, emotions, behaviors. This approach allows Mark to explore and understand his personal triggers, thoughts, and emotions related to gaming and online activities. By identifying and modifying these factors, CBT aims to break the cycle of addictive behavior. By Millers and Rotnick. Second, practical coping skills. CBT equips Mark with the practical coping skills to manage stress, anxiety, other emotional challenges that may contribute to his addictive behaviors. Through techniques such as cognitive reconstructing and behavioral intervention, Mark can develop healthier coping mechanism. Third, individual empowerment. CBT empowers Mark by emphasizing his ability to identify and change maladaptive behaviors. So this individualized approach fosters a sense of control and responsibility, encouraging Marx to actively participate in his recovery. Now I will be talking about the population, duration, background, assessment, counselor roles, a client's role, risk, replace information, ethical considerations. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, as a viable treatment approach of mark situation, is particularly well situated for individual gapping with behavior addiction like accessing gaming, short-term interventions spanning 12 to 16 weeks, centers on identifying and transforming negative thoughts, patterns, and behavior. The therapeutic process involves a comprehensive assessment phase focusing on pinpointing triggering, developing coping strategies, and implementing cognitive reconstructing, and to address distorted thoughts. The counselors play a crucial role as a guide, aiding Mark in recognizing and challenging maladaptive thoughts while imparting practical coping skills. Mark's active participations is integral, necessitating his involvement in identifying and altering this determining cognitive and behavioral patterns. A potential risk includes resistance to change and the possibility of replace if newly established coping mechanisms are not firmly rooted. To mitigate this risk, the therapy emphasizes the recognition of triggers and the consistent implementation of coping strategies. Ethical and cultural considerations are paramount thoughts requiring the counselor to respect and integrate cultural diversity with prioritizing client autonomy with the therapeutic process. The comprehensive CBT approach offers a structured and focused strategy to address the specific challenges presented in Mark's case. Second approach, family based therapy. The limitation of family based therapy requires collaboration from the family, which is very important, which may not be ideal for everyone, by Munishin and Fisherer. And the explanation of the family based therapy significantly depends on the corporation and active participation of the family. This strategy becomes less effective when family members are hesitant or resistant to engage. The effectiveness of family based treatment in Mark's case may be jeopardized in family members, particularly his parents, are willing to participate in therapy or to admit that Mark's behavior is influenced by family dynamic. Furthermore, this strategy may not work well in circumstances when family members are unavailable, or where the family structure is not supportive. Benefit of the family based therapy addresses broader family issue, explains recognition the influence of a family dynamic on addictions. In Mark's case, where issue like adoption and appearance difference contributes to his online engagement. Addressing this broader family issue is crucial. By involving the family, this approach aims to create a supportive environment that understands and addresses Mark's unique challenge. Second, provide support network, which explains a family-based therapy establishes a support network within the family unit. This can be particularly beneficial for Mark, who currently finds solace in online friendship. Strengthening family relationships and improving communication can create a real-world support system that may help replace the void left by his online interaction, by Prosecca 2019. Collaborative healing. Involving the family in the therapeutic process foster collaboration and mutual understanding. It helps family members recognize their roles in Mark's addiction and work towards positive change. This collaborative approach can enhance the effectiveness of the intervention. Now we will be talking about the family-based therapies, population, duration, background, assessment, counselor role, client's role, risk, replace information, and ethical consideration. Family based therapy emerges as a well suited intervention of the Mark situation, particularly in cases where family dynamic plays a pivotal role in contributing to addiction. The duration of this therapeutic approach is flexible, accommodating short or a long term engagement based on the family progress, rooted in the goal of enhancing family communication and dynamics. The therapy involves a comprehensive assessment phase, focusing on identifying family roles, communication patterns, and contributes that may contribute to Mark's addictive behavior. The counselor assessment assumes a central role in facilitating communication with the family unit, addressing underlying issues, and providing education on addiction impact on familial relationship. The client in the context extends beyond Marks alone to encompasses the entire family, necessitating active participation and a collective willingness to instigate change in family dynamic. Potential risk includes resistance from family members and potential for blame or guilt, which underscores the importance of the counselor in fostering a supportive and non-judgmental environment. The therapy replaces prevention strategies, involve ongoing family support and the implementation of effective communication strategy. Ethical and cultural considerations are paramount, requiring the counselor to respect and integrate family values while sensitivity addressing cultural difference to ensure a culturally competent and inclusive therapeutic process. In essence, family based therapy offers a holistic and family centric approach to address the underlying dynamic contributing to Mark's addictive behavior. Recommendations: combining cognitive behavior therapy and family based therapy can help to lessen drawbacks of each strategies. Mark receives practical coping skills and attentions from CBT, which targets individual concern, while family based therapy focuses on the larger family dynamic that may be contributing to his addiction. By balancing the individual and family factors, this all encompasses strategy seek to create a more customized and comprehensive treatment plan for Mark's particular circumstance by Bowen. And the conclusion of this whole PowerPoint of the case study of Mark is, in short, the family based therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy provides different but complementary treatment modality for Mark's internet gaming disorder. Cognitive behavioral therapy focuses on the unique aspect of each patient, giving them useful coping mechanism and enabling Mark to take an active role in this healing by addressing his feelings, thoughts, and actions. However, family based therapy focuses on the larger family problems that are causing Mark's addiction. It also provides a network of supporting family members and promotes a cooperative healing and understanding. The approach, which emphasizes the critical relevance of customized treatment regimens, acknowledges the complexity of addiction and the influences of multiple factors, including Mark's particular adoption, circumstance, and family dynamic. Recognizing the limitations of one size fits all strategy, tailored interventions become essential to addressing Mark's case study complexity and improving treatment outcomes. I chose this case study because somewhere or the other I relate with Mark a situation where there was a time in my life when I was also alone and I isolated myself from the world, and I was only focusing on online friends, never made any real friends throughout, because there was a time where I moved from one country to another and it was hard for me to make new friends, and I was from a different race, so people did not like me and they did not wanted to make me their friends. So the easiest way I decided to run away was the social media. I started making online friends where I don't have to face them in person, and I don't have to show them my real identity. I don't have to, oh, it was so easy for me to talk with them because they were accepting. When there was a time that I started meeting friends from online, and which in my case turned out to be a really good option, where they became my friends. But in Mark's case, his online friends are not real, and his true friend, his cousin Josh, he kept him away from him and thought that his online friends are real, which was not true. And in my case, it became like a blessing where my online friends became my friends, and that's how I started going out and started believing that there is nothing wrong in making in-person friends and going out and meeting other people, and social media is not everything. There can be so many other problems which can happen if you make online friends and don't go out, and there is no growth in life. So this was the case which related to my personal life, and that's why I have done this whole research, and this research was connected to my life as well, and I have done this great job. These are my references. Thank you all for listening my PowerPoint.